Welcome to Beyond the Beef, where we not only talk about business problems, we talk about business solutions. I'm Bob.
And I'm James.
And we're corporate facilitators for a company called Sequent Learning Networks. Every day we visit companies, we talk to employees who have problems that they feel helpless to solve. We want to help people move beyond those problems and towards solutions, not only for their companies, but also to help their own careers as well. So James.
Yes, sir.
What's the beef today?
My beef today actually comes from quite a few people that I've talked to, not just throughout my work now, but even in the past. And something that I've heard a lot, Bob, is, we tell people that they're too tactical.
Oh, yeah.
Tell people they're too tactical, and then you hear, well, what do they expect from me? How do I do anything else?
Yeah.
Right? How is that a downside? And that's a pretty common beef I hear.
I hear this inside of companies all the time, right? From managers especially. Like, why do you want us to go in and train your product managers or your marketing managers? They're all too tactical. And I always kind of turn my eyes, isn't being tactical something of a good thing? Because you want them to take action, right?
Get the work done.
Yeah, there's got to be actions that have to happen. And I understand what people are saying. It's become kind of a buzzword, like being tactical is a negative thing. But in fact, it's not. The real problem isn't that people are too tactical. It's that they don't have any strategy, right? And I think what ends up happening is that managers see a bunch of actions being implemented or suggested, and they see them as random, right? They don't understand what the bigger picture is. Yeah, so we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that, but there's nothing that we can tie it to for the greater good or the bigger picture of why are you doing all these things. Right. And then the accusation comes where they're too tactical. In the book that I wrote, that I did a shameless plug for in one of our other episodes.
Yeah, you know how to do that again?
So I'm not going to do that again.
No.
But so, in case anybody. But the in this book, I actually talk about this exact question. So it's just phenomenal that you brought it up here without me even knowing, out of the blue. I mean, it was weird. Yeah. But anyway, what I talk about here is that when you accuse someone of being too tactical, it's not that tactical is a bad thing. What you're really saying is those tactics don't have any strategies that they are tied to. And in other words, the tactics don't have any context. And I think that's really the bigger problem we're talking about.
I agree. And I think that's 100% right. I mean, we see this, when you think about life, right? You think about kind of everyday life and whatnot. And for those of you who have kids, or most of you have probably been a kid, I think about most. I hope, or they still are.
Or are a kid. I don't know what kind of audience we have right now.
I don't know. Hopefully a little older than kids. But what comes to my mind as we talk about it a little bit is, the overall tactical nature of homework. Homework is tactical. And children that are doing their homework, they don't necessarily see the big strategy. I never did it. Okay, so I'll be one of the ones that said, I want to go outside. No, yeah, it's done, Mom.
What was that for?
Stick it in my, and I didn't see or understand what the strategy was, right? But it's the parents that say, well, the overall strategy is, hey, you need a good job, you need to get out into the workforce, you need to be successful, and that's the overall big picture.
Absolutely.
The strategy around those tactical pieces that get done.
No doubt.
Without the child understanding what that strategy is, which goes to, I think, another point of making sure that employees also understand what their corporate strategy is, which is a huge problem within organizations as well. But unless they understand, they may not have the gumption to go out and get those tactics done and to do that work too that leads to that strategy.
That's right. And the strategy for my kids is very clear. I make it very clear for them. I want you to make sure you do your homework so you can get great jobs and support me.
That's it, of course. I mean, if not, I'm going
to be on YouTube forever. In your basement. In my basement. Yeah. And so, literally. So anyway, the point of the matter is that I think it is a good analogy, and forget about even kids with homework. Talk about adult learning, right? Which is what we do every day. We go into, companies and we teach workshops, and it's the same thing. If we don't tie our lessons and the exercises that we do in our workshops to some bigger picture, why are you teaching me how to do X, Y, and Z? And I think we do a pretty good job, I hope anyway, of stringing everything together into big picture so people can understand it. But if they don't have that bigger picture, then we're going to be seen as very tactical too.
Absolutely.
So I think what this comes down to is that the actions that people take need to have some context. So if you're an employee and you're being accused of being too tactical, here's the quick answer, is make sure that everybody understands what those tactics are meant to do. Give those tactics context. And that context comes in the form of strategy.
Sure.
And by the way, strategy strategy doesn't always have to be a formal, written out plan. I think that's a misconception. Right. It just needs to be a bigger picture of why you're doing what you're doing and how everything ties together to achieve an overall common goal. Once you have that and you communicate that to people, you probably won't be accused of being tactical. And again,
great point.
If you're in, thank you.
First time. Last time I would say too.
If you'd read the darn book, then maybe, right. Oh, sure.
I did.
Of course.
I did. I actually did.
Did you? Yeah. Is that where you pulled this topic from?
Oh, yeah. It was my idea to do this topic like this. Just letting you know.
So, but if you're a manager or a leader and you're accusing your group of being tactical, then I think the thing that you can do is provide them some context as well. Make sure that they understand why are you asking them to put together an action plan, and what do you want that action plan to achieve? And I think that's some takeaways that people can have to not be so tactical, but actually be more strategic and tactical, and bring all that together to some common goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Great. Yeah.
Did I overtalk that? Because
No. You're passionate about it, Bob. I mean, you happen to write a book.
I did. Did anybody?
Is that handy by chance? Do you want to show everybody?
Sure. I can probably put that up there. What do you think?
That's not bad.
There you go. Yeah.
See, it was me that told you that time. You like that?
See, it's okay. Thanks. So that's the episode and the shameless plug again. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. And again, if you have a beef that you want to talk about, want us to talk about, leave it in the comments. We'll try and address it in a future episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And until next time, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Hold on, I gotta cut you off. Sure. Because it's something even more important than what you're about to say.
Talk to me, Goose.
The fact that your mic is on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what?
Good.
It's okay.
Go get your book, by the way, because you should have that close by.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't really like that one anyway.
I didn't like it.
We got to talk about more of what we're doing with this damn thing. Yeah. Okay. We got to be more strategic.
But if we're talking...
We're being too tactical about this. All right.